Ain't no time like the present, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna try this again. I got faith. I got faith in this one. Let's see here. See if we can find a couple of folks. Let's try this again. All right, I got a link. Licky poo. All right, let's see if I can make this easier. Come on, boys. Link is in the description. Hop on in there, Walmart boy. I see you out there lingering. Don't try to run from the big bad wolf.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Let me turn this down here. All right. What's the good word, brother?
I don't know. How are you been?
I'm doing okay. Listen, you know that screen that you were at when you clicked the enable chat
over on the YouTube side?
When you were in Creator Studio setting this up?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a box
Live
you can check. Room? Yeah, where you can enable age restriction or whatever. If you do that way you don't get nailed for cursing and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just telling you that way you don't get popped for it. If you get a little loose on the chat there, you know.
Well, I figured we would talk about the gentleman of Mr. Michael. I can't remember his name off the bat. I had to go back and look.
Well, I won't be able to be on for very long because I actually, it looks from on the Hangout side in the basement, looks like you got a couple of people in there. One of them I've got blocked, so I'm not going to be able to be on and have him. He won't be able to be on because I've got him blocked, so I'll end up having to jump out. So
always something, man, boys.
Well, you know, this one I'm not going to go into detail on it, but it's definitely it's definitely something that I'm surprised the Matrix hasn't got a hold of. So, but anyways,
hey.
Huh. So how's things going with the home sale there?
Slow. I say that. I say that. A guy called yesterday, friend of mine, same guy that called about a month ago. But he said I guess he's a little more serious, and he went to his bank. He's coming in the morning to take a look.
There you go. Let me bear with me here. I'm gonna pull your Hangout up so I can see the side chat. I just got to turn the volume down. All right, there you go. I'm not on my computer right now, so.
All right, I can't tell nothing what's going on.
Oh yeah, now here's the deal. Can you see this? Can you see the side chat right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got another window open. You can see the people talking on the side.
Yeah, but I just made everything small, and I don't know how I did that. I can't see shit all of a sudden.
Are you on one monitor or two?
Am I on a what?
Are you running one monitor on the computer or two?
Or are you on a laptop?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what you do, you can stretch those windows out if you just go down to the bottom bar, like the edge of the window. You can click on it and size them to make whatever you want.
Everything's getting screwed.
Yeah, it takes some playing, but see, the most important thing is you got the side chat up. So if you got questions, you can turn around and say, "Hey guys, how do I do this?" Whatever, and somebody in there be able to tell you what to do. So,
well, I'm having to use a side chat on my phone.
Oh, well, what you do on that, you know how to minimize windows on a computer, right?
Yeah.
Like you've got a window open. What you do, and don't do it until we talk through it and everything. What you do is you minimize the window, and then you open up I'm assuming you're running under Google. You open up another session of Google, and then you go to your channel, click on your Hangout, and then as soon as you click on your Hangout will come up, and you'll see your own side chat. What you do then is that second session, you mute the volume, because if not, you'll echo through because of a delay. But what you do is you mute the volume on it, and then you make that window take up half the screen, and then you bring your other window back up, and then you have your Hangout, make that one half the screen. You have the Hangout, and then you have another window right next to it so you can see your side chat, and you'll do it all on your laptop. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, somewhat.
That way you won't have to use your phone to see your side chat.
I just Okay.
But the important thing is when you bring that second session up and click into your Hangout, you've got to mute the volume on that one so that you don't echo through, because there is a delay.
Right. All right.
Oh, I got to thumb this up, by the way.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem. You know what? I didn't.
How about that?
I have to go back and look. I'm not sure how many. Oh, you got 886 subscribers. Look at you. You're almost there.
I'm getting there. I think I found it.
There you go. I've been trying to shout you out whenever I think about it, man, to try to get people over to you.
All right.
I want to see you get to that 1K.
I'd like to. I'm currently at a Walmart. If anybody's asking, I'm currently at a Walmart waiting on Truth on the Night to show his bitch ass up.
Yeah, I seen something about that. I seen something about that in the basement. I'm like, hell, what the hell is that all about?
Well, since everybody's listening, here a few months, or long story short, from time to time, I'm just going to drop him in the grease unless he wants to come in here. He's actually got a link so he can come defend himself. He wears ladies' underbreeches.
Uh-oh.
He's a tree climber, and he says, climbing a tree for whatever reason helps him out better than a man's boxer or brief, I guess. For each their own, boys. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But here's where I step in. If I see you at a Walmart walking into the bathroom, to the restrooms, and you get to the transgender door, and you on the left-hand side, you see the men's bathroom on the right-hand side, and if you got to stop and scratch your head and decide which one you got to go in, I'm going to check you, bro. And that's how that
I don't even know. Oh, I don't even know who that Truth Undenied is.
Oh, he's one of the OGs.
Oh, okay. So it's somebody you know then, obviously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I give him a hard time all the time.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I've been out of the loop, so.
Yeah, and I'm out of the loop on your side of town. What's going on over there?
Oh, it just all kind of crazy stuff. I've kind of just said, you know what, this is all just foolishness. I've been sitting here just minding my own business. I actually drew a big Punisher skull on a piece of wood, and I took a jigsaw and cut it out, and I just been filing it down, making me some wall art, making some liquor bottles out of or lamps out of liquor bottles. So
yeah. How is our traveling impersonator doing?
I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to him. Every now I can only stand listening to him for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I click out. It's just the same. It's the same stuff that's been going on for years, basically. So
that's some funny shit though. If you stop and think about it,
yeah,
that's a traveling circus right there.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it. I just the e-bagging. It's like, come on, man. I can't stand e-bagging.
It is so pathetic. It's really pathetic about it.
Well, I made a PayPal, and I'm like, hey, my PayPal link's in the description below. And in 15 minutes, I got like $425 in donations, and I just gave it all back. I'm like, look, man, I don't want your money.
Have you seen Mr. Michael Rotundo in the news?
I heard a little bit about that. I guess you'll have to bring me up to speed. What I'm gathering is his kinfolk wanted him to move out and get on his own, and he just flat out refused.
He's been living there for 8 years rent free. And supposedly for the last couple of years, his mom and dad's been like, all right, time to go, and they ended up having to sue his ass and bring him to court to make him leave. And now he's going to kind of fire back to give him like a 3 month. Let me get my shit together. Give me 3 months, But supposedly a pizzeria is trying to hire him. But Fox News done an interview with this jabroni the other day, and it was pathetic. As a 30-year-old man, and I think he has a small child as well. As a grown ass man, he's still sucking the teeth of his household.
Well, you can go at that 7 ways from Sunday. I get all that, but the thing of it is it's like, wait a minute, your parents had to take you to court to get you out.
They had to take him to court to get him out.
Yeah, well,
and now he's saying, hey man, I need like 30 days, or I need 3 months to figure out what I'm going to do.
Well, I don't know what I don't know what the jurisdiction is where he's at, but the judge is only going to give him about 30 days to get out.
Yeah.
It's so I mentioned that to somebody else, and they're like, well, they didn't have to take him to court or whatever. And it's like, yeah, actually they did, because that is his address, and he can be there as much as he wants until the courts throw him out. You have to go through the eviction process with family members like you would a stranger. That's just the way it works.
Funny story, and I don't remember how. I'm thinking like a year or two ago I read this. There was like an abandoned mansion down in Florida. I want to say the Tampa Bay area, or maybe Miami. I can't remember. But this homeless guy pretty much moved in, if you will, and it took a court of law for them to get him out of that son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how crazy society is.
Oh yeah,
it's mind blowing.
I know a guy up here. He bought a house for $5,000 cash, and I mean, it was a dump, a shack, whatever the case may be. Wouldn't pay the property taxes. Wouldn't get the utilities turned on or anything like that. Hooked the electricity up himself. They came out, seen he had electricity illegally, so they shut it off. He went back, hooked it back up. They came out again and said, okay, we'll fix you this time. So they took the line from the pole to the house. They just took the line off and said, let's see you get around that. The city has turned around and taken the property from him because he won't pay the taxes. He won't leave, and the city's reluctant to put him out because he's got a young child living there with him.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'm figuring his property taxes couldn't be no more than $1,200 a year.
It's great. I don't even know where to start on that.
I know. Well, his wife ended up quitting him because he just, she just couldn't take it no more. So, he was running his furnace, because, you got gas heat up here, natural gas. He was running the blower on his furnace off of car battery. He said he would go up to a church and charge. And it was just ridiculous. His wife at one point had the money in hand to get the electricity turned back on, legally and everything like that. And he wouldn't let her do it because he needed that money to buy cigarettes.
Damn.
I know. It's like, what, where does priorities factor in on this stuff, So.
Me and my buddy started a lawn care business in the last week or so. And that's the number one complaint I hear is getting your money. And I guess that's anything. But you think about it and, in big picture, you got your mortgage, your car note, whatever else. The lawn guy kind of falls through the crack a lot. But when your yard fucked up, you're the first one to bitch about it.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody's trying to make their way through life the best way they know how. I get that. But the thing of it is you got to have some scruples, man. You can't try to make your way through life off the backs of other people. And,
that's right.
If you hire a guy to mow your grass, pay him, because if not, he's going to stop mowing your grass. And if you ain't wanting to get out there and do it yourself, then you're going to have to pay somebody. So.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you guys got customers? You guys growing, or is it working out for you?
Well, it's coming off on a good start. It's there's between where he lives and I live, and he lived here most of his life. He just moved up there about 2 years ago, and it's in a great big community that was 10 years ago. The community was a cow pasture, and this school, they built this school up. I mean, it's like a blue ribbon school, but in my mind, of course, this is my way of thinking. If you look up what is Louisiana ranked in the school systems, they're like 48th or 49th. It's horrible. But this school gets a blue ribbon for Louisiana, which I don't know what that means. But it's a big ass school, and people have moved from all over the place to come be at the school, put their kids in the school. And what was cow pastures 10 years ago is now a $300,000 house. HOAs and all that good stuff. And that's probably 25 miles up the road. But it's a straight shot between me and him. A U.S. highways in between us. So we're going to try to capture between his house and my house. And we both lived here over 40 years, and we know a lot of people. And it's not the big city with a couple 100,000 people. We're kind of a small town. Even the community where the school's at, still a small community. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm not asking for everything, just enough to get by and enjoy life a little bit. But I have come. I guess like anything else, there's a lawn care community, if you will, on YouTube, and surprisingly, a lot of them are around your neck of the woods. Like about a half a dozen of them, like big YouTube channels, are around where you're at.
Yeah, there's a evidently it's pretty competitive. But I mean, there's grass everywhere up here, so
yeah.
It's not like Arizona or anything like that where not a lot of people got grass. Everybody's got grass up here, but well, look, there's pros and cons to everything you do. So, it's
True.
just hopefully you just minimize the cons and you know, get more pros and cons, and then you're all right. But the one thing that I won't mention or nothing like that, but the one thing he was talking about doing, or a couple things he was talking about doing once you got your house squared away and stuff like that. There's money in that because I'm seeing other people doing it too. So
yeah, I think so. And just like I told my buddy, because he knows what I got going on, and he's like, "You ain't just gonna jump up and leave, are you?" And I'm like, "No." So I'm here to make money too. But if I can dump my house, we can work spring, summer, fall, and have those down here where I'm at. We only have like 2 or 3 months of winter. December, some of January, some of February, and we're back to spring again. In those 2 or 3 dead months, I could take off an RV and go hang out, probably get a belly full of it, and come back and make some money during the spring, summer, and fall.
There you go. Well, I know one of your compadres I seen the other day. He was talking. He wants to pull up stakes and head another direction. He doesn't.
Yeah, like I see that. That would actually shock me.
It didn't shock me just in the fact that, I mean, you look, watching his videos and stuff like that, you kind of get a feel for what's going on. The guy too, you kind of get a feel for him as far as the type of person he is and stuff like that. And, I can totally get it. Him saying, you know what, I got to go because this just ain't me no more.
Well, in the region that he's at, I figured he could go 50 miles, 100 miles and get away from it.
Yeah.
Kind of get out in the woods.
You know what? But see, with him too, he may be like a lot of other people. It's like he just wants a change in his life.
Right.
And he's definitely one that likes nature. So the area that he's talking about or he had mentioned, I mean, yeah, I could see him doing that. So,
and I hope he does.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I was just getting ready to say, I hope he gets where he wants to be and everything works out for him because he's a great guy in my book.
He's a cool dude.
But
I like him.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead.
I haven't seen Sly in a while.
I watched some of his stuff. I haven't checked up on those guys of late. Actually, I've been kind of watching these guys that've been buying these pallets and then doing the resale thing on eBay and stuff like that. So I've been pretty deep into that for a while, and then a lot of crafting stuff too. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, evidently what these guys are doing is they're buying pallets of merchandise, like overstocks, returns, stuff like that, and like the one guy he bought a pallet of electronics that had like a retail value of like $9,000. After it was said and done, he bought it for like $2,300, and then a lot of the stuff's brand new, it just hasn't been opened or anything, and then he turns around and sells it on eBay. So. And what's eBay and then Amazon. So,
I've seen a lot of that too, and those people are making some pretty good money. I guess if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and then just studying up. It's like with these liquor bottle lamps. I'm doing that, but there's some other things that are kind of related or are related that actually, are a little bit larger scale and they're a hell of a lot more profitable. If you can get the sales. So, I just been exploring options as far as side money because, you do the side money thing, you control that. Nobody else controls that. You know what I mean?
That's right. Back when I had and I'm going to get back into it at some point, back when I was making soap, I would go to the farmers markets and there was always that, this one guy that was making those bottles you was talking about, the liquor bottle lamps and stuff.
Yeah.
And he always made a killing.
Mm-hmm.
He'd sell a bunch of them.
Yeah, actually, I've probably got about 50 liquor bottles here right now. I got a couple of sources where I can get them from. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff from Jim Beam to Southern Comfort to Jack Daniels, Jägermeister bottles. I mean, I got tons of bottles right now. So
yeah, that's cool.
But
where you selling them at?
I haven't really sold any yet. I've put a couple together. You know, right now I've been screwing around with that Punisher skull thing because I got a couple of things in the fire, and you know, I've been researching some stuff, and then it's like, okay, you know, I want to do this, but you know, I want to open an Etsy up, but before I open an Etsy up, I want to make sure I've got, you know, more than just one thing. So I've got several different things that I'm looking at. Yeah. So when I do open the Etsy up, then it's going to be a situation where it's like, boom, here you go. I've already got 10 different things that I'm offering. I've got plenty of stock, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you're not sitting there, you know, all right, I'll sell a lamp, but then I got to go get the stuff and make more, whatever. You know, I want to have a bunch of lamps, a bunch of other stuff made up. So it's like that Punisher skull. You know, I'm going to turn around and once I get the first one done, I'm going to use that as a template and then mass produce a bunch of other ones, paint them up, and you know, throw them out there as well. So, but I got several things that I want to offer, but I don't want to open the store up until I've got a bunch of stuff and I'm ready to go.
Right.
So
well, that's cool. I hope it works out for you.
Well, you know, if nothing else, it gives me something to do. I was going to open up get a stand at this big flea market that we got up here, but the damn thing closed down because they couldn't compete with the online sales anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the big thing. I mean, you know, you buy it online, you know, you can shop around, get a good price depending on your situation. You don't have to pay sales tax. It's shipped to your door. You know, there's a lot of convenience in that.
Facebook Marketplace has really taken over too.
Yeah. So.
And there's, I mean, whatever you can think of is in there.
Well, there's a lot of different avenues, but you know, I mean, you know, let's face the facts. You know, I'm not out to run in the bars and drink and stuff like that no more. You know, I need something positive and constructive to do with my spare time. Why not make money doing it? You know.
That's right. What's up, Ed Brooks? I ain't seen you in a long time. Truth Freeze. Of course, Cookies is always lingering. Just waiting for a live to start. Freaking troll and Gandalf. Gandalf's a cool cat. Jane Doe. Dusty Blue. I ain't seen him in a while. Angel.
Well, you got 10 watching right now. There'll be more once you get in the swing of things. I've had as many as 100 watching, which is pretty high for me. But you'll get in the swing of things. You'll get a big shindig going.
Well, it seems like, well, I just kind of got, you know, we started Boris over around the prepper community. And somehow or another, I slipped up and found myself in the truther movement, quote unquote. Question mark? Maybe had a question mark behind that. Kind of conspiracy truther movement. And I'm down, you know, and that's cool and all. But I got to the point where I'm burnt out. And knowing what I know or people know, whatever your reality is in life, you can chase that old, and it's a rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. You can keep chasing that rabbit hole, or you can come up out of the ground, take you a big old stretch and say, what is J Thornton 64 gonna do today? I ain't chasing no more freaking rabbits, bro.
You know, I'm totally on board with you. And look, you know, I'll tell anybody. I like the truther stuff like that. Okay, I can deal with that. Everybody loves a good conspiracy theory. Okay, the thing of it is don't dive off too deep.
Oh man, and this thing got deep over the years.
Yeah, you get sucked in. You know, it's like back when we were doing our thing and we were making fun of Jade Helm. I mean, you know, yeah, at one point in time, everybody was getting kind of deep into that, and then, you know, a group of us, you know, we were just like, you know what, enough of this. We'll just start mocking it. And it wasn't like we collaborated to do it. It was like, you know, we've heard enough of this shit. Let's just have fun.
That's right.
So,
I got a young couple come look at the house in the morning. I hope they like it. I've known them pretty much all my life. They know the area, and I hope it goes well. It's time to move forward.
Well,
it's just taking a long time.
Yeah, I don't know how much you know or whatever, but they're building a new house on the lot next to me, and I was kind of at first I was kind of bummed about it, but then, you know, I mean, they're the structure's up. They're getting ready to roof it, and then obviously the plumbers and the electricians and drywall guys got to come in and stuff like that. But I'm out there looking around, and it's like, you know, I'm getting a lot of privacy out of this deal because it's closing off a big portion of the side of my property, and it's like, you know what, maybe this isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah.
So
I need a change.
You know, and if I don't like it, I'll just sell and go someplace else. So, but I give it a shot.
I'm gonna go west to at some point in time. Just because, I mean, it's May. It's May. Oh, it's almost June, but it's in the 90s already. And it's humid as shit.
Yeah, it's starting to get warm up here. I haven't turned the air on. I had to put my Samoyed down in January. Normally by now I'd have the air running full tilt to keep her cool, but you know, now I'm just sitting with the windows open and a couple of fans going, and I'm good now. But it's starting to get warm during the day. I was tempted today to shut everything up and turn the air on. So
we've already, in Shreveport alone, we've already had 2 deaths this year from parents leaving their kids in the car.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Already 2 deaths.
That's absolutely terrible.
The Louisiana heat don't play.
No, well, no, it don't. That's the thing. I mean, I've been down there when I was driving. I've been down there, and I wouldn't dream of even leaving my dog in a vehicle, much less a kid.
That's right. And hey, and I've seen some grown ass people go to jail from leaving their dog in a vehicle.
I'm telling you right now, even up here, you know, if it's a real hot day, it's humid, stuff like that, and I see somebody leave their dog in their vehicle, you can best believe that window's going to get busted out.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate it, Dusty Blue. I plan on, man, you know what? And this is kind of the conspiracy side. Once you realize that most everything is manipulated or even to the point of fake, I hate to use the word fake, but it's like there ain't really much else, so you might as well focus on you. And I hate to sound greedy by saying that, but I'm not chasing the big house on the big hill on the big side of town. Maybe when I was younger, I think we all do at some point in time. You know, we got high hopes and high expectations, and hey, if you do, that's great. But why go spend $400,000 on a house that's going to take $100,000 a year to upkeep? Mm-hmm. That means your ass is definitely going to work 7 days a week. There ain't no getting up one morning and saying, you know what, I got money in the bank, my bills are paid. Fuck them.
Money is a means to the end. That's all that is. And you know what? A lot of people get caught up with chasing that dollar for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. And of course, I don't have any kids, but if I had kids, look at all the time you're taking away from that. You're shoving your kid off to a total stranger at 4 years old to go educate them. That's what mom and dad's for.
Well, and you know, if you get sucked into that rabbit hole, you find yourself working to pay somebody else to take care of your kid because you ain't got time to take care of your kid because you're working. It's a vicious circle. Look, you know, my house is just under 1,000 square feet. I don't even need all this. And you know, I was talking with somebody. I said, listen, my next move, would be more like a retirement move. I'd like a small A-frame or something like that. And they're like, no, you want to buy big. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't need a bunch of payments, and I downsize it. Why pay $300 a month to heat a home when you're only using 25% of it?
That's right.
Get what you need.
And that's kind of where I'm at this summer. My air conditioner is blowing right now. Thermostat set on 76, and I'm almost cold. Not cold, but I'm cool. I got my house is 2,000 square foot. There's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom that are getting cold. That are cold right now. That I haven't walked into in 6 months. Why they even? I could take a chainsaw and cut that whole end of my house off and wall it up and never know the difference. I sit on one cushion of one couch. I walk to the kitchen and I cook and all that, and I lay in my bed and I go to the bathroom. The rest of the house is kind of immaterial.
Mm-hmm.
But it's costing me every month. Not to sound cheap, but I've kind of turned a more minimalist lifestyle over the last year or so, 2 years. And I ain't no tree hugger, no kind of shit like that. But just I hate to use the word wasteful, but I want to downsize and use all my space instead of having to pay for shit I don't use or never use. If I had a house full of kids, it'd be one thing, but I don't. It's me and 2 dogs.
That's exactly where I'm at. It's like I'm waiting for this house. Once this house gets done, I'm going to have me a big ass yard sale. I sit and I look at all this junk that I got. I've got radio controlled cars I haven't messed with for years. I've got aquarium stuff I haven't messed with for years. I'm not going to mess with it. I just want to liquidate all that stuff, man. Get rid of it. Take the money, put it in the bank, whatever. I don't need all this junk and all these dust collectors. So I figured 5 years I'm selling and moving someplace else anyway. That's my 5-year plan. Let's get rid of the junk that I don't need now.
I had my rummage sale last July, and I sold a lot of shit. and I still have stuff in my house, and I'm wondering what the hell am I going to do with when I do sell it. But hey, if these people, I don't really know their situation as it is, but I have a beautiful dining room table that's been in the family for 30 years. I'm not going to bring it with me. You're more than welcome to have it. I plan on selling the house and buying an RV.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is it was a couple of months ago, my microwave died. I said my microwave, I was talking to somebody, I said my microwave died. And I was happy about it because it's like, all right, I'm going to throw that out. I've got 2 more microwaves downstairs. I'll bring another one up. So I've gotten rid of one piece of junk. So I still got another one downstairs, but it's a backup. But I don't need 3 microwaves. I don't need 3 coffee pots, and I've got them.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is.
Well, look, it's the cost of maintaining things. It's like having 2 or 3 cars. I mean, it's nice if you got 2 or 3 cars or whatever, but you got to maintain them all. You got to have insurance on all. You don't need all that.
That's right.
Once I get my yard squared away, I'm going to have a yard service come and mow my lawn and stuff like that because I don't want to do that no more.
So. I understand. High Desert Pioneer, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping in. First, this is the first one I've actually ever done. I've done one a couple years ago, but I didn't have no audio. But whatever reason, I was having trouble getting kicked off tonight. I think I figured it out.
There you go. Hell, when I seen the notification pop up, I'm like, oh, I got to stop what I'm doing and get into this. I was hot on you, brother.
Well, I appreciate that.
Look, man, you've shown me a lot of support over the years. It's only fair to return it.
Yeah, check this out. I was Boris's first subscriber. How long ago was that?
That was 2015. Probably about March of 2015.
And now he's done passed me up.
No, somebody bought me subs, is what they did, and they were trying to jam me up. They bought me subs, is what they did.
Oh, how'd that work out?
Well, I actually I got a strike, so I'm under a strike right now. So it took them years to give it to me, but I finally got a strike.
I got a strike for the London shooting a couple years ago, but I wasn't going live anyway. So
yeah. But I had to laugh. I got the notification and I just laughed to myself, and I thought, well, I guess you thought you hurt my feelings. I'll just let you believe that. I won't tell you. I won't throw a video up laughing at you for it. But I didn't fucking care. Oops, I shouldn't have dropped that F-bomb.
I didn't. And I try to jump on yours when I see you on, but I'm usually so far behind in the conversation, I can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Well, it's just usually me ranting and raving, or just being a butthead. So, but I try to walk away from that stuff. But sometimes you get sucked back into it. But I you know what I did? My subscriptions, I'm only subbed to about 8 channels, and none of them are any of that nonsense anymore. I mean, it's you, Donzi, about Donzi, and a few other people. So.
Who's Donzi?
Seller had mentioned him. He, a long time ago, he's like, it's Donzi 52, and the way Seller pitched it is he's like, listen, he says, now this guy doesn't need any subs. I'm promoting him just based on content alone. He's from Southwest Oklahoma. He's an older guy. He's old school. Talks a lot of common sense stuff.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So Seller kind of turned me on to him, and I binge watched him, and I watch everything the guy does. I mean, he just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So.
I've been watching. As weird as it may be, I've been watching a lot of lawn stuff, just gathering information. These guys are pretty full of knowledge.
Well, there was a time when I was watching that too. These guys that talk about, how to get your grass green and make it look real good, and what he does, and what he uses and stuff like that. And there is a lot of information out there on that. So
seems like a pretty big.
I got weeds in my grass right now, but I mean, like I said, I got a 5-year plan as far as selling. By the time I get to that point, I'll have my grass nice and lush and green and everything like that. So
right. Well, good deal. Do you have an idea which direction you may go? Or is that an undisclosed location at the moment?
I like the Northwest. I like the Southwest quite a bit. I like the South. Ideally, what I want to do is maybe an A-frame on about 5 acres. So
I love them A-frame houses.
Oh, I do too.
Down around the lake, around Toledo Bend Reservoir, there's a lot of A-frame houses, and I've been in a couple of them that are just real nice. They're pretty simple layouts, but they just put their own little touch on them to make them nice, and they're like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I figure, get an A-frame on about 5 acres. You got enough land, you can have timber and stuff like that. If you want to have a fireplace, you don't have to cut it all. And then you've got plenty of room if you want a garden, which, I'm good with that. So, put me a garden out, have some timber, to cut for firewood, maintain it. And that's all I need.
Hell yeah.
Throw some solar panels up, wind turbine.
That's exactly what I had in mind. I got some pictures saved. I kind of want like a pole barn. I've been looking at the pole barn houses and kind of make the whole bottom floor. I want a 30 by 50. Make it 2-story. The bottom floor would be like the garage, like an open room, and then upstairs have the bedrooms, bathroom, have a bathroom downstairs, and kind of make it an open floor plan as well. and do it all. Catch water with soak cups. You can get a natural gas or a propane generator that'll run one of those in the money.
Yeah, well, you know what some guys are doing up here too. A lot of people actually. I worked with a guy that he heated his house with corn. He actually burnt. Yeah, he actually burnt corn. He'd buy field corn, and he had he had some kind of auger or whatever that fed this corn into his furnace, and he would burn corn, and that's what he used to heat his house with.
Oh, damn.
And then I know another guy, this was kind of crude, rudimentary stuff, but he put a wood burning stove in his basement. And then what he did is he wrapped pipes around the exhaust portion of it. And long story short, what he did is he had a blower, and he would blow the heat off of these pipes through ductwork into the ducting of his house, and he would heat his whole house off this wood burning stove. But what he was doing is he was capturing the heat that was generated from the exhaust pipe, and he strapped a bunch of smaller pipes around it that would hold the heat and trap the heat, and then he made it, he made like some ducting and stuff like that, and then fed it up into the ducting of his regular furnace, and he heats his whole house with that off of a wood burning stove in the basement.
Damn, that's pretty creative.
Yeah.
I wonder what something like that would run though. Sounds expensive.
No,
at least the setup.
No, he actually, he pretty much just kind of scavenged all the stuff to make this with. He did it all himself.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'd blow myself up.
Well, what he did is, he's not using the actual exhaust, but he's using the heat that's created off the exhaust. It still vents out. So, you don't have any fears of carbon monoxide or anything like that, but he's just capturing the heat because, a wood burning stove, that exhaust pipe gets real, real hot.
That's
true.
And
then if you, he just strapped a bunch of I think he used black pipe, but he strapped a bunch of black pipe around it, and then, wrapped it all up, and then, fixed him some hoses that he could plumb into his ducting on his furnace. But necessity is the motherhood of invention. I mean, look, it's like them older cars and pickup trucks and stuff like that. They've got them where they run off of gasification from burning wood. I believe it's Engineer 775 or something like that. Him and SP1. I don't know if you want me to say his name or not. But he's a prepper in the Carolinas, a big prepper. They got a truck that runs off of a wood burner in the back. No gasoline.
I think I've heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I added Midas. Is there any way you can tell if I added him or not? I thought I did.
He's in the side chat. He says, okay, going to boot up the laptop. So Midas, sure, do you have my email? Did you send him one in his email?
No, I did not.
All right, let me see if I can.
I don't really know where I send it to.
Yeah, let me see if I can make this happen through the basement. If I jump out, I'll come right back, but I should be all right. Let me see here.
He threw his email into such chat.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. Copy it. All right, let me go to email. Midas, it's going to come from my email, so.
Yeah, I'm still at rookie status.
All right.
So you've been doing okay? Work is going all right?
Yeah. Let's see. All right, I sent you the link. You should be all right if you click on that link to get in. If not, just say the word Midas and we'll get you squared away. Yeah, everything's going good. I'm pretty content. Can't complain. Good. So I've been working my ass off in the yard, cutting stuff off of the tree line and everything, and I probably got about a half a face cord of wood for bonfires. So I'm gonna have lots of bonfires this fall. I love bonfires in the fall. So.
Well, I got a big old brush pile. I've been throwing crap on for about 3 years now.
Yeah. Well, you can burn down there real easy, can't you?
Yeah, as long as we ain't got a burn ban going on.
Yeah. See here, I'm in the city, so I got to be careful. But I got me a small little place fixed for bonfires. But it's not like I can have a 20-foot brush pile and have 30 feet of flames coming up. I'd have the fire department over here. So
I just fixed one, and it's got. Well, I better not say what all it's got.
Right.
It's got a few things. It's gonna make it about 3 acres worth of old wood fence piled on top of each other.
Yeah, he's saying he'll be in a minute. He's switching computers.
Cool.
Of course, if this goes much longer, you might find yourself in the middle of a reunion.
I'll love to see slides up on.
Any word? I checked on him not too long ago. I didn't see nothing, and I know I haven't seen nothing from him in years or whatever. Has anybody heard anything about Stray Dog?
No, I haven't heard a word. But probably about a year ago or so, I went to one of his latest or his last video, and I wrote him, like, if you see this, just know I'm thinking about you and all that. But I haven't seen him in shit. It's been a couple years, I guess.
Yeah, he did have another channel where he was doing some stuff, and then he just kind of fell off. I've always wondered what happened with him. I hope he's all right.
Mm-hmm. I always liked that guy.
Yeah, I did too. I know he's not a huge fan of me anymore, but I wish him the best of luck, man. I hope he's doing good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think last I heard he was homeless, and where was he? Colorado or New Mexico or somewhere?
Yeah, he was in New Mexico last I seen him. So.
And he had that dog with him. Can't remember that dog's name.
Yeah, well, he had Frankie and Penny. He gave Frankie to some woman that he met, but he still had Penny.
Stray Dog Crew. Yeah, it's been a good while since I heard from him. And Jeremy Hopper throws out a MacGyver video every now and again.
Yeah, I know.
Straight MacGyver.
Well, he's kind of legendary status over in that one area, so
yeah,
he's been playing over there quite a bit. Well, I shouldn't say quite a bit, but he's kind of been looking in the rabbit hole a little bit. But
Lake Charles, what's going down in Lake Charles? That's south of me. I got some kinfolks down there.
I don't know. I ain't checked here recently, but I know that volcano in Hawaii's been throwing a lot out.
The hot side's done got hot over there, hasn't it?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, that ain't good.
No, it's not.
I
did go over there. I did go over there and troll a little bit on a live stream, but they didn't have much patience for me. So
I find out. I find that from time to time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just being abrasive or they just can't take a joke, you know?
Yeah. I think I said something like, the end is near, it's the end of time or whatever. And they were just like, no, you're out of here, dude. Well, I said that, and I said that we were hiding in our cabin. And I said, my wife's freaking out. They didn't like that either.
People are sensitive these days.
I guess so.
Big time. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I know. I was in the store the other day, and I had to bite my tongue. These people, I mean, and I ran into them a couple times in the store, and it's almost like they were intentionally. One of them was on those little motorized buggies that you get into, and the other one was just walking around with the buggy. It was almost like these guys were like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to block this out right here so nobody can get through, you know. And you're just standing there, and they're looking at you, and you just think to yourself, do I really need to point out what's going on here? Do I really need to say anything? When I just sit there and say, no, I'll just wait patiently for him to get out of the way. So,
yeah.
But yeah, people are pretty sensitive. So,
boneheaded.
Well, that's why I want to get out in the woods someplace, man, where I ain't got to deal with it. So.
That's right.
It's like with this house next door, I'm real happy that it's going up because it blocks my nosy neighbor from watching my every move. So I'm doing the happy dance.
I only lived in the city for a short time. And I don't know. Just I'm not saying it was noisy, but it was more noisier than it is out here in the country.
Well, that's the thing when I watch your videos, because I seen your video the other day about that guy you was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been your latest one, and I watch your videos, and I just sit there and I'm like, damn, man, he's down there, and he ain't got nobody around there to have to worry about bothering him, paying attention to what he's doing or whatever. It's like, man, that guy's got it good. So.
That's like I was talking to a guy the other day, and I was telling him about it, and I was like, I'd be lucky, and it's because of the school district. It goes back to the school I was talking about. Everybody has left this school district to go to that school district. And I'm not being racist, but the school district here where I'm at is 85 to 90% black. Like I said, I'm not being racist, but that's just the reality of this school system. So everybody's going north to get in another school. A lot of the parents that got a little money to move up north are moving. So that leaves my house. I live 3 miles from the big elementary in the district. 3 miles, not far. I'll be lucky to sell my 2,000 square foot with 4 acres. I'll be lucky to get $100,000.
Damn.
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah. That was quite a surprise to check out the list and be like, oh my God, Jay Thornton's on there. And then I saw Boris's icon and I was like, no way. It's like, what's up? That's awesome, dudes.
Yeah, there's somebody else that just popped up in the side chat.
Mr. Red October.
Hell yeah, Red. That's cool.
How you been doing, brother?
I've been busy as hell, and a couple months ago I decided that I was going to move, and then about a month ago I decided that I was really going to move, and I just been working my ass off while paying bills and trying to buy supplies to revamp the house, get it ready for sale, and then think about the moving costs and all this and that. And I've lived here for like 12 years, so I got a lot of shit going on, a lot of loose ends, and it's like, holy crap. You don't know how much shit you have until you try to clean it up.
I understand. Here where I live at, this is my dad built this house for my grandmother in '85, and then my parents lived here, and now I'm here. So there's like 3 generations of shit gathered around you trying to decipher, you know, what's important versus what's really junk.
Yeah.
What do you have a sentimental value to versus what you do not have a sentimental value to? And today I don't have the same sentimental value for this as I did a month ago.
Yep. I hear that. I've got that situation too, because I've been like the freaking deathbed collector for the family lately. Like I went and I picked up a whole bunch of stuff from my grandfather's house when he passed, and then I picked up a whole bunch of stuff from my dad when he passed, and then a whole bunch of stuff from my mom when she passed. And it's like I've got like freaking 4 people's, you know, stuff to look after and photo albums and shit, but some of that's going to get passed on to my sister when I can do it. But she's in Montana where I'm going to go. She's going to help me reset my mind, because I kind of just I really just want a life change, because I want to see like something else than what I see now.
I understand.
So I'm just going to switch it up and like wipe all the decks clean and then start over. And like I don't have kids, never had kids, never really wanted kids, but I do want to have some kind of lasting impact on my family tree.
Right.
My sister has 2 little boys, so I'm like, they don't have to go home with me, but I can like, give them some values and hang out in the woods and, help them be boys. So I think that's a good plan for me, since I don't have any other huge plans, and I haven't really bothered to look for a girlfriend since the last one, just because I'd rather figure my life out first before I involve someone else into it. So
right on.
It's just been a lot of stuff, like life stuff, and but hey, the only way to do it is to do it, so I'm doing it.
Red said to send him a link and he'll stop in for a minute.
Hell yeah. Let's see if I can add him real quick. Red October. The link has been sent to you, sir.
And a damn possum got my favorite duck the other week. Pissed me off. Crawled over the fence and drug her out. It was a good duck. Friendly. I could pick her up, feed her by hand. She came on one of the live chats once. World-renowned duck.
Did you introduce that possum to the crab claw?
I did not catch the possum, but I set up traps. I've got the rifle. See, I'm not allowed legally to shoot at night, but I got my old Henry lever with a bunch of subsonic 22, and I'm just going to drill that bitch in the dome until it's dead. Hopefully that won't wake the neighbors, but I'm watching. I've
never blasted off any of that subsonic 22, but I got some. Is it good and quiet?
It's totally quiet. You don't need any ear probe, but you cannot use it reliably in a semi-auto because it doesn't have the punch to cycle. It didn't do my M&P 22 and it didn't do my 1022. So that's why I got the lever action.
That's cool.
But yeah, you can. It just sounds almost just like a primer, just like a balloon pop, maybe even less.
See, I'm going to have to get me a lever action because I got a semi-auto and I've got some of that subsonic. So you forced me to look at another one.
Hell yeah. You could go lever or bolt.
I'll go bolt.
I got levers. I actually have one of each.
Does the lever have a magazine or a tube?
Tube.
That's cool. As long as it has something. I think my lever holds like 11.
I've actually never counted. I don't know how many mine holds. It's got a pretty long tube though.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of sucked. But it's like the only thing that limits my rage is that it was nature. Another animal came in. Like if it was someone if someone poisoned it or kicked it or fucking let their dog eat it, then I'd be pissed off. Like really, really pissed off. But nature happens. Another animal was hungry. Just happened to take my baby.
That's right.
So
you still got your quad?
No, I just sold that. Well, maybe not just, but a couple months ago I sold it. Just because it was going to need some repair, and I was thinking about the move stuff. So it's like, well, I can always get another one. So, like the move, I'm talking about going from like North Carolina to Montana. It's like a 4-day drive at least. Like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. You know, and if I'm going to do like a U-Haul and tow one of my vehicles, or just use one of my vehicles to tow a small U-Haul, and that's all going to depend on like how much stuff I bring. And I got so much tools and like so much stuff from like collecting the house stuff. It's going to be a pain. Plus I got 2 dogs.
You open for suggestions?
Yeah.
Pods.
Dude, $6,000. That's, you know, it's like, wow, if I had $6,000, that might be like perfect, because then I could put it out in the driveway, load it up like over a month or something. But you know, I won't have that kind of extra money until after I sell the house.
Well, you what kind of time frame you looking at?
Right now I'm in the middle of painting the house, and everything else is pretty much good to go. I got to paint and pack, and then call a realtor. So I like to do it. I think the best chance to sell my house is before the next school season. So that would be within months. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it all depends on the time and stuff like that. But look at you could look into what the cost is and whatnot, and if the sun, the moon, and the stars line up and the cost is right and stuff like that, I wouldn't be opposed to driving a truck out there for you. I got a Class A CDL, so
Oh no
I
shit.
mean, you can do it all in one truckload, and you can just follow me out, or I can follow you out, or whatever.
Hell yeah. That would be awesome.
I'd be like, listen, dude, just send me a bus ticket. I'll show up at your crib, and then boom.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just depends on availability and what I got going on about the time you're going to do it. But I didn't know pods were that much money.
Yeah.
Of course, it is a long haul too. So, what they're going to do is they're going to set that pod on a flatbed and tractor trailer it out there.
Yeah, so. I think I mapped it. It's 2,500 miles.
Did you already get a place?
My sister has, like, her and her husband have almost 100 acres up near Flathead, or near Glacier National Park, and they have a guest house. So they said I could take the guest house until I can get a new place.
Well, the thing of it is, I don't know how much stuff you got, but I would imagine, based on moving my parents to Florida when we moved them, a 26-footer would probably move a whole household, depending on what you're taking.
Okay.
So it's just something to keep in mind, when you start looking at, cost and what you need and stuff like that. 26-footer holds quite a bit of stuff. I know you got a lot of tools, though, because you're a contractor, so.
Yeah. Huh. And they pretty much took their whole house, right? They didn't slim down.
They took the whole house, which was washer, dryer, stove, refrigerator, freezer, their bed, living room, dining room, everything in the garage. And then we actually had a car hauler attached to the back of that with a 68 Charger on it. And yeah, it was pretty much, one move, straight shot, one trailer. It was full. My mom had a lot of clothes. It was full, but we did it in a 26-footer.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I might even be able to get away with a little less, because me being single, I only got one couch. I'm going to ditch a recliner. I'm going to ditch my bed because it's like 15 years old. Not taking any appliances. So, but I do have a lot of tools. And
well, see, here's the other thing too. Looking at the money, look, you got to look at how much it's going to cost you and everything else. It might even be in your best interest to turn around. I know you got a truck. Just sit there and buy an enclosed trailer and haul all your stuff out yourself.
Right.
So,
yeah, that was a thought, either buying one or renting one from U-Haul, because still that wouldn't be too much. They don't use any gas.
yeah. Well, you know, depending on what they're going to charge you for rent, whatever. I mean, you know, you weigh the pros and the cons, and then look at the market out there. You could buy an enclosed trailer, haul your stuff out there, and then sell the trailer.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and like one of the other deciding factor besides like the life goal or life worth or whatever was I moved to my location because it was like on the outer rim. Like I don't have highways coming near me or nothing like that. It's just hard to get to, 45 minutes away from the city, but not easy. And so I'm secluded, got a lot of peace. I can do whatever I want, and I have done whatever I want. But within the last 2 years, there's been so much damn construction. Every road around me has construction. There's like new schools. There's a freaking Harris Teeter less than 2 miles away from me now. There's neighborhoods, like giant neighborhoods popping up everywhere, because it's been Raleigh has been like one of the fastest growing cities in the US, and it grew way too fast in way too short of a time because they got a lot of tech and medical up there. And so everyone that went to the city for a job can't live there, so they start buying and building on the outskirts, and that shit's so close to me. I can already see the change in my skyline. Not the skyline, but the night sky. I can tell there's ambient glow coming from streetlights and houses and the supermarket.
Yeah.
So that it breaks my heart. I know it's, to some people that live in the city, they probably think I sound like a total freak, but you know, some people don't want to live in, you know, city landscapes. You know, like the only reason I go to a city is to like make money. If the project I'm working on is down there, it's usually in a neighborhood off to the side. But you know, I'd rather see trees than buildings, and it just kills me because there's, like, I got to drive through like construction traffic. We literally only had like 1-lane roads now, and now we have like 50,000 new homes to try to drive on that shit, and it just does not work out. It's freaking insane. So even if I didn't want to move for higher purposes, I would have still been pissed off and wanted to move because, you know, I'm already outnumbered. It's only going to be but so long before they change like the noise ordinances and, you know, vehicle wise, gun wise, all that stuff. So I'm out.
Yeah, I seen your video, and it's like, yeah, I know where he's coming from, because the noise and the gun and everything like that, and then they're gonna turn around and say, oh, you can't have chickens, you can't have ducks, you can't do this, you can't do that. So
yeah. Gotta get rid of the rooster. You know, like, I don't know. We're not criminal rednecks out here or nothing, but people just have fun, do what they want, and don't mess with other people. That's right. It's like sometimes people can hear my music and sometimes I can hear theirs. You know, I can hear them working on their engines and doing whatever, and they can hear me, you know, doing a mag dump, fucking AK off the back porch.
Oh, now that never happened.
So there's freedom there, and you know, that we have neighborhood get-togethers. So it's cool. Everyone's just chill, and everyone has the same mindset. And kind of sucks that the only way I can win is by leaving.
Right. What's up, Chuck Connors?
It ought to be against the law to complain about mag dumps. I'm sorry.
You're having a Sunday mag dump, bro. What's all those?
Listen, I got into the com block thing, and there's nothing wrong with an AK mag dump. I was scared at first, but you know that fear subsided.
This is good. You can feel that baby work. Sunday morning mag dump. 2 cups of coffee and a mag dump.
Well, that's my criteria for moving wherever I go. I want to go someplace where if I want to stand on my back porch naked in the morning with a cup of coffee and an AK just blasting away, and I don't get no problems for it. That's where I want to be.
I expect that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was just kidding about the naked thing, but that's just the.
Well, you're partially true, dude. Like, one of my favorite things is to go out first thing in the morning and piss off my back porch.
Yeah.
As crude as it sounds, I let the dogs out and I take a leak.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Look, I'd love nothing more for my neighbors to be rattlesnakes, scorpions, and cactus.
Right.
So.
I dig it the most. That's kind of how it is on, let's say it was during the spring. I went out one morning to take a squirt off the porch and there was some fucker in the boat out in the middle of the pond. I started to have a mag dump that morning.
It's your pond too, ain't it?
Well, well, not all mine, but the other guy that I was part of it wasn't him.
Oh, okay. It wasn't all yours, but you thought he was in your part, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I waved as I took a piss because fuck you.
Yep.
Excuse my language.
Yeah, well, I haven't had a taste of that like you guys have, but that's what I'm yearning for, and I can totally understand where you guys are like, yeah, I like it, and if I can't have it here, I'm going to go someplace else where I can.
That's right. Yeah.
I like Oregon for whatever. Well, the reason I like Oregon, because like me and Boris was talking about, if you missed it earlier, Midas is it's the end of May and it's already in the 90s here where I'm at. By July, August, it's going to be miserable, like miserable. At least over in Oregon, on the coast anyway. You might get low 90s, but it ain't gonna be 110 with the heat index.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's good benefits in Oregon, so I'll leave it up to y'all to figure it out. But there is good benefits in Oregon.
Absolutely.
Oh, right on. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna freaking have a crash because I just opened up my same account in 2 different computers and it's working.
You should be all right.
Yeah.
You talking YouTube?
I got one in YouTube and then one Google.
Yeah, you should be all right. I broke down and they ran fiber optic cable through here or internet through here. Come on. So I got it, and now hell, I'll be running a Hangout on my desktop and then screwing around on something else on my iPad, and then I've got my phone on top of that. So I don't seem to have any conflicts.
That's the first time it ever worked for me. Usually because my laptop is not strong enough to run the Hangout and watch YouTube at the same time. So I do it in 2 different computers under 2 different names, but this time it automatically went to Midas. But it worked.
Yeah, well, it's like right now I got the Hangout up on my iPad, and then I'm talking to you guys through the Hangout off of my phone. I ain't even got my desktop on right now.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been on a computer in a good long time.
Well, I'm glad that you started it up.
Hell yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
It was quite a surprise, a happy one too. I was like, I had to because I took a nap earlier and I just woke up like 10 minutes before I saw you guys, and I was going through, and I accidentally slept through the chat I usually go on and act like a fool, and I was like, shit, they're about to end, and I was like, fucking Jay Thorne's on, what the fuck is this? And it's like live at the bottom. I was like, no shit. And then I told you the story, so yeah, awesome.
I go over there. I stop by that chat from time to time when I see it going.
Oh yeah, we try not to be serious. Most of the time, everyone's drinking or whatever.
Right. No problem.
Well, I'm having problems with my laptop right now. I'm still trying to pull my Walmart video so I can re-upload it.
That was the best, dude. That was the best.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got some stuff on my desktop that was, from messing around at Walmart that I never uploaded or anything, but that was pretty good. But yeah, I'll get that off there. If I got to pull the hard drive and have that hard drive recovered, I'll get that video because I've still got it.
Hell yeah. I don't know if it's the same with laptops, but I had to do that. I have the worst fucking luck with computers. I go through like 2 a year, but the last one that burned out had all my videos and all my video clips, but the motherboard shit the bed. But I just took out the hard drive and put it in this thing. I think it's made by Rocketfish, and basically it just turns your old hard drive into a portable hard drive with a USB plug-in, and I was able to recover all my stuff that way.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'm not sure yet what the problem is, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, the computer that crapped out on me it was like a $400 computer, so it wasn't really worth trying to rebuild the motherboard or something. So I just got another one and swapped the data.
Has anybody heard from a Gypsy Prepper in a while? Or like
maybe a month ago, he made a video.
Oh.
He changed his name.
You know who I'm curious as hell about? I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but the guy down in Puerto Rico.
Miami Prepper.
No.
Oh, shit, yeah, he's doing good. He fucking survived that shit. He's got a new channel. He's talked all about it. What the Puerto Rico Ready. I think that's his name. Puerto Rico Ready.
You know who, I can't think of his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. When that stuff was going down, I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know what? He's down there. He's been preparing for years. I know he's straight. And I'm like, I know that guy's. Yeah, Mosaic Master. I'm like, I know he's helping people out down there. But I was just always curious as to how things went for him because it's like the test, you know?
Yeah. He's surviving and thriving and making videos about it. He just came back because they lost power for like 6 months or something. Yeah. But his new name is Puerto Rico Ready.
Puerto Rico Ready. All right, yep. I'm gonna write that down.
And who are we talking about right before that? Gypsy Prepper. Gypsy Prepper's new name is. He went quiet for a while, but every time I talk to him, he responds and says he misses the group and everything. So I don't know if he's got other stuff going on, but he reaches out once in a while.
Well, I'm not sub to a whole bunch of people. I definitely keep an eye on you, and then Jay Thornton. I'm always going to be sub to him. I mean. It don't matter. I'm like his stalker because he was my first sub, so I'm always going to be sub to him no matter what. So
right.
Yeah, I'm still looking for it. I'll find it in a second.
And there's a bunch of people. I can't think of their names now, but there's a bunch of people from back in the day. But yeah, Mosaic Master. When that was going down, and I tried finding him too. I'm like, man, I wish I could find this dude's channel because I know he's going to be producing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so. I think he had like signed out just before, like kind of like gave up or like quit his channel or whatever, and then the hurricane stuff happened. Then he came back. He reached out to a couple of us so we could, follow him.
Yeah, I seen what you're saying, High Desert Pioneer. I wasn't paying attention to the side chat. I'm telling you right now, I'll be binge watching Mosaic. So if he's got a bunch of stuff out there, I'll be watching it.
Well, boys, it's getting about bedtime on my end.
All righty. Well, it's good talking to you guys, man. It's been a
Hell
while.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I've enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
I think I got the hang of it as we got moving along tonight.
Yeah, just make sure you age restrict. That way, if I know I dropped the F-bomb, I didn't mean to, but you always
I
want
did too. Yeah.
You always want to age restrict. That way, you don't get nailed for that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, if you're trying to monetize, you don't want to age restrict. But at this point, I would age restrict this afterwards, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I can't monetize until I get to 1,000.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to get you some more subs. You're almost there, so
we're still kicking along.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna jump out of here and I'm gonna go binge watch Mosaic. So,
nice.
But Midas, man, keep in touch, man. If there's something I can do for you to, just let me know.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that. And if that could work out, that would be one hell of an adventure, dude.
Yes, it would.
Yes, it would indeed.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. I don't know how I don't know how I would get some special stuff through Greyhound, but there's logic, I guess. Little disassembly,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. Yeah. Either that or just ship it ahead of time.
Right.
So, all right, fellas, I'm out of here. We'll talk to you guys. Have a good one. It's been good catching up with you. Good night, Red.
Hell yeah.
Good. Appreciate you helping me out tonight.
Not a problem.
Awesome.
I don't know how. Here's my thing.
Favorite Mafia for life.
Yep, that's right. MM for life.
Hell yeah. Representing.
Now if I can figure out how to get out of here.
I'm just gonna hang out till you guys shut it down.
There you go. All right.
He's out of here.
Yeah.
To close, me and my buddy started a lawn care business, and I've started a YouTube channel for that. It's called DeSoto Lawn Care Solutions.
Soda as in soda?
DeSoto.
DeSoto. Okay.
Yeah. DeSoto Lawn Care Solutions. We're going to be doing vlogs. We'll be doing video logs of lawn cutting. Doing reviews. We just bought like a whole bunch of new steel equipment. And we're going to be doing some reviews and a day in the life of lawn care.
Nice.
So check it out.
I will. How DESODO?
Yeah, DESOTO.
OTO. All right, I'm gonna do it.
Or I can drop a. I say that. I don't know if I can or not. Anyway.
Cool.
I'll figure out a way to throw a link to it in the description later.
Right on, right on.
And we're just playing. We're kind of playing life by ear.
Oh yeah, that's unless you got someone directing your course, that's pretty much what we got to do.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize, like I said, I had my garage sale, state sale. I sold a lot of shit back last summer, and here I am. Summer is creeping in again, but I'm further along today than I was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Way further along mentally. The house is. I am, because it's been kind of tough, to be honest. This is where I grew up. The house I grew up in is right down the driveway. This was my grandma's home, but everybody's done passed away.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the hometown I grew up in. But I think there's bigger and better things beyond.
Yeah.
Not. I might be totally wrong. But a little change never hurt nobody.
No, and it's like one of those cliche things, but like you never know until like you do it. You know, you don't know how many options you have until you like open up the door and see how many options come out.
That's right. And living in a small town like this and being in my 40s, I've worked a lot of places around here, and yeah, I've burned a couple of bridges, and new companies have come and gone, and old companies have come and gone, but there's just not a lot of opportunity around here anymore.
Yeah.
Unless I want to, travel to the city to work, and again, you got to weigh fuel costs. I noticed fuel here where I'm at was $2.73 today.
Yeah, we're at 281.
So then you got to justify driving 30 miles up the road 5 days a week to justify gas.
Yeah, see, like with me, I justified that by like weighing my freedom. You know, because before I had maybe 20 minutes of country driving and then 20 minutes of driving on the Beltway, which was all traffic. But now it's going to be 40 minutes of 40 minutes of traffic. Like, because the place I live can't handle all the new people and everything. So it's like I can't, that takes me over the line. That's like is too much.
Yeah.
You know, what I was doing before was at my peak, because, driving for almost 2 hours a day and all that gas, like you say, and I'm always hauling shit. So it's not like I'm driving a light load.
Right.
But I was like, well, I'll pay that money if I can stay away from all that stuff, like all the people and whatnot. But now all the people are around me. So it's like, it's not worth being here. And, you can't expect something different to happen if you keep doing the same thing. So that's right. Like, I try to like use those kind of rationalities to be like, well, there can be better times somewhere else, but I know I can't make this place any better unless I want to, deal with all the other things that are coming in. So just
and you said you had a craft, right? So you could basically take your craft and go work anywhere. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Like home improvements, renovation. I don't do AC or like heavy electrical, but everyone needs a handyman. Like my dream has always been to get some rental places and maintenance them myself.
Yeah.
And just collect the rent and fix anything that needs to be fixed without having to pay other people, unless it's something specific like air conditioning. But
well, I tell you what, it was before I got on YouTube, I guess. I had 10 acres across town where my other grandmother lived. A house, 3-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house on 10 acres. This is back when the Haynesville Shale was taking off. Or actually, I started mine towards the tail end of the Haynesville Shale dying off. But I was renting that house, and I put in 2 RV spots and a laundromat.
Nice.
All in and when everything was rented, house was rented, 2 RV spots were rented, and everybody was washing their clothes, and I had a vending machine and a Coke machine in there. Because it was like, if you want a soda pop, you're going to have to drive 5 miles to town to get it.
Right.
And they were like 50 cents. I mean, they were canned Cokes. So, I had them cheap. But I would make between I'd get $3,000 a month for my rentals, and I'd make another $200 a month off my vending machines and washing machines. But that was $3,200 for, like you said, to do with no kids, no mortgage, no truck note, no bills, basically, besides what everybody else has.
Yeah.
The only time I got a call was when an air conditioning, and this house was so old it didn't have central air and heat. So I'd buy those cheap window units. They'd run the crap out of them all summer. Turn around and go buy another one, brand new one, cut that fall and spring for $100, and You know, if they wore it out, just go replace it.
Yeah.
But I've done pretty good with rentals, and as long as I had good renters, they didn't tear stuff up too bad. And I would come cut the yard, and I do everything I knew how to do. You know, kind of like you said, if you knew how to maintenance your own place, you'd get out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and like when you turn them over, like because I do that, I get paid for doing that kind of stuff. Like someone sells a house, they're like, "Okay, can you make it look new again?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah,"
Yeah.
So. Or like, "Hey, this guy just crashed through the sheetrock wall. Can you fix it?" Yep. So.
Well, best of luck on getting moved.
Yeah, and you're fighting the one-man battle. It's
tough between trying to work and pay bills, and I got a lot of flooring I could do.
Yeah,
I got a lot of carpentry stuff I could do. I mean, just where you draw the line. I'm hoping somebody will come in here and see the beauty that it could be.
And do like an as is.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind dropping the price a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the one bright side. I think I heard you say before you're having trouble selling, or it's taking a long time. But like where my place is, it's already established. I have like a 2-acre lot, which is pretty good for this neighborhood. But all of the neighborhoods that they're installing around us are like the suburbia cookie cutter. Right. Like there's no yard like wider than 2 mowers.
Yeah. Like their lot's like a 0.2 or a 0.3.
Yeah, and those all start at like 2 or 250. Ooh. And I'm gonna aim to sell for like 155, 160. So like I might be able to snag like the new couple or the starter family that wants like their kids to play in the yard and not in the street or something. So
that's right.
I should have decent luck. Yeah, thank you. It's just damn tough, and having animals, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like a 4-day drive. That would be so kick ass if like Boris and I, hooked up to make that journey. That would be epic. Yeah, I've never driven that far. I've always been on the East Coast. Never driven more than maybe 14 hours max.
Yeah,
but
that's a long ways out across there. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never been that far north. I don't guess. Montana.
Yeah, it's from what I hear, like everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna have hardcore winters." It's like, yeah, I grew up in in upstate New York, and we had like 5-month winters. Actual snow on the ground. 2-3 foot of snow, like on average. And it was nothing. We went to school, like the town didn't shut down. Like North Carolina totally shuts down if the weather person even mentions snow. It's ridiculous.
That's how it is here now.
But I'm not too worried about that. But I'll tell you one thing, being like, I know you got it worse than me, but being in the South, the humidity, damn, I cannot handle that stuff. And like 2 months of like 110 degrees with like humidity, it's like you can't get away from it unless you're inside.
That's right.
It's like no fun at all. Like you can't, at least in the wintertime, you can dress up, you can put more stuff on. But unless you're underwater, there's no being outside.
The heat just chokes the air out of you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It sucks.
It's amazing how it
yeah,
it's just like it kills everything, and it's horrible.
Yeah, I always think like that's like one of the great prepper questions about climate. It's like, what is worse, like the extreme heat or like the freezing weather? And it's like, I don't know. There's bonuses to both, but I think you could die almost just as easily in either one. You know, you could freeze to death, or you could like heat stroke out or something.
Yeah, you mess around, especially in a hostile, or I wouldn't say hostile environment, but in the dead of summer, you run out of water.
And you get overheated.
You're suffering.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day. Well, I guess I'm going to head on to bed, brother.
All right, man. It was super cool talking to you. I had a good time. I'm glad I woke up and saw this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We shall.
Maybe we can get the crew together next time.
That would be sweet.
I'd enjoy that.
I'm down for that. All right, man. I'm good to go whenever you want to shut her down.
All right. Appreciate everybody coming out. First live ever. Hosted by myself.
Props to the side chat.
Props to the side chat and everybody come along. We'll catch y'all on the next one.